Hey friends, we are at an interesting time during our human and soul evolution. As you can see on the world stage, nothing is certain. Everything is changeable, always moving, always flowing. And just like, our financial markets, the stock markets, the housing markets, the job market, like nobody knows what's going to happen. And there's a ton of fear and uncertainty. And when we look at the broader picture of what's going on within all of us right now, we're all being asked to reform and improve the relationship that we have with ourselves. So our inner insecurities, do we have enough money? Will we have enough money? What will happen with our money? What will happen with our jobs? Like all those little fears and underlying unconscious things that are going on are also being reflected on the bigger world stage. And it's going to get bigger, until we start to look at ourselves and own our reality and our shadows and our own projections. We're going to continue in this polarity and not only having it in the external, but also within all of us in our relationships and how we are related. And this time period right now is really important for everyone to learn to rise in their own power and to create their own sense of security, but also deep inner fulfillment and satisfaction. And to do that, we also have to be able to overcome our insecurities, right? And our fears, and be able to make positive changes that will enhance ourselves, our life, and who we ultimately want to be. And it's challenging because in this post-pandemic world, some people are still disconnected. We all have too many screens. We're inside a lot. Our nervous systems are not able to function as well. And with that, we also get the polarity of the world and the traumas and the triggers that come with it. And what happens is when we hold unprocessed emotions and energy inside of us, it creates physical disease if we're not able to listen to it and heal our body and check in with ourselves. And as we interact with life, those unconscious inner things will manifest and come to the surface and need to be provoked, right? Rise up to trigger that emotion or that thing so that we can integrate it and then see beyond it and hopefully let it go and learn from it and evolve through the pattern. But right now, if we look at the astrology, there's lots of planets retrograde, and I particularly am interested in the Chiron moon that we all have and learning to embody our real masculine and feminine energies, It's a time period right now where I experience and witness the female collective needing to rise in their truth, be able to express themselves, overcome these old saturated wounds of like patriarchy, male dominance, control, and manipulation. I mean, that's why like narcissism is such like a pop culture word these days. Everyone uses it in every form. It's because we all have narcissistic qualities and we have to shine the mirror on ourselves and see where we're being too selfish and not selfish enough. And look at our ego and our control mechanisms and see how we can unify rather than divide. And for the males, I'm witnessing they're really learning to integrate their real male polarity and to rise out of the shame and the guilt and the need to be like the tough man and whatever, all that like bullshit that we've been fed and conditioning, and to learn to be authentic in themselves and also to be able to open up and be emotional and come from that true place of heart. And the thing is, like, it's human nature, especially right now, to want to block people out of your life and to bulldoze people and ghost and gaslight. And it's like we all have to take a higher perspective. And yes, first take care of ourselves and our own needs, but also learn to communicate more authentically. There's nothing kind or loving about putting up a wall, but what we can do together is learn to have the tough conversations, learn to respect boundaries and communicate boundaries, set boundaries, right? Work with one another to really create healthy containers for our safety, our vulnerability, our reality, our life, and appreciate one another from that place. And, of course, as you shift, people in your life will shift. As you change, things will change, all the stuffs and things. But I feel like it's so important right now to just be very mindful of how we're communicating, our patterns, how we're treating one another, how we're treating ourselves, right? And to use this time, the end of the summer 2020 2022, 2 years after the COVID hit, to really look at ourselves. Like, have we reformed our relationship? What did this pandemic teach us? What kind of relationships do we have now with ourselves and with other people? And what's the trajectory of what we want, right? And how are we lining up within ourselves to create that momentum to feed the future and to become real role models, and hopefully help teach our children like how to relate and connect better and get out of this old paradigm of power, greed, selfishness, I don't know, like whatever that was, and to really learn to live in more like humanistic and loving ways. And I feel like that's up for us all right now, learning how to stop suppressing, how to, invest in ourselves and our own well-being, and how to take better care of us on all levels, mental, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and it goes beyond like looking good. It goes beyond the words you say and however you present yourself on social media. It's like from the true depth of heart, and we all right now need to look at our mental and emotional well-being, how our triggers and our traumas are affecting us, and how we can form community. And it may just be with one person, but to get out of this isolated hermit mode and this fake virtual reality mode, and to stop looking outside of ourselves and to learn to live at a higher level of consciousness and well-being where, we can create that inner sanctuary within. We've done it for ourselves. We can be healthy. We can live stable lives. We may not have all the money in the world, but we're happy. And to find that true place of well-being and authenticity. And then from there to like help others and inspire others and to help each other show the way. And even in the trauma or the darkness or wherever you're at in life, to be a supporter and lend a hand, mindfully, of course, and to help one another rise. Because I feel like right now, all of humanity, we all have different things going on, and we're all evolving at different rates, but our human evolution is to work together and to find like-minded people and to be able to live in that higher vibrational state where love is the key, and it's unifying and it's not dividing or separating, and the old trauma and bullshit that like past generations may have taught us, or political figures or celebrities. It's like, why don't we just learn to love one another? And why don't we reach that level of maturity where we can have those conversations, have tough conversations, get real with each other, and be able to be fully expressed in positive ways and emotionally, keyword emotionally, unsuppress ourselves so that we can all live well and live healthy and happy lives. Food for thought, everyone. My name is Kaylee. Leave your likes and comments below. And, share a little bit about your future paradigm and reality and where you think we all are. I don't know. I'd love to hear. Anyways, take care of yourself. End of the year vibes. We're all transforming. The wheel is turning into the new year, and no one knows what's going to happen. So keep breathing and, enjoy the moment. But most importantly, stay present on what you're creating for the future and all of us, and how we're relating, and how can we all support one another in this crazy, tumultuous time of change and transformation. All right? Cheers and namaste.